names and thinks that they're all wrong. One's American and one is an Aussie. Talking about StarCraft 2 and the esports scene.
9-minute mark. We can start this thing for reals.
Yes, so this will be removed.
Yep. All right. So Katowice, which, by the way, I'm saying wrong apparently.
Katowice?
Is that all it is? Is it Katowice?
I think so. Someone linked this is how you say this, and that's kind of what it sounded like, right? Katowice?
I've had the worst history with pronouncing this city name. Like the worst.
Yeah.
This is a really embarrassing thing to admit. I think I've already said it on the pod once, but when I started casting StarCraft and started getting these cool replays to cast, I wasn't watching, the live stuff. I didn't have time for it. I still don't have much time for it. But I called Katowice or whatever it is, Katowice.
Katowice.
And oh yeah, for a long time, right? Long time. And it wasn't until I started casting with another person and he was like, "Wait, what did you just say?" Like, that's adorable. I was like, "Shut up. I don't know anything. Leave me alone."
That's funny.
So then I thought it was Katowice, but then Caden in chat, he is dating somebody who's Polish, and I was like, "Nah, man, it's just something else with a W instead of a V sound." And I was like, "Wait, hold on." I don't. So is it just Katowice? Is that how they were saying it? I wasn't paying enough attention to it when I watched the bit of the live broadcast that I did.
I think it's Katowice.
Katowice.
I'm
Katowice it is. All right, man.
I don't know. Katowice
Fine.
sounds fun.
I like Katowice. It's really cool. It's a cool name for a city. Way to go, Poland. But Katowice sounds less cool. I don't know what it is. It's just personal preference, I suppose. Anyway, Katowice. Got it.
Just call it IEM. IEM
Well,
City.
But there's multiple IEMs. There's the Pyongyang stuff too.
IEM Poland.
There you go. IEM Poland. That's what I should say. Genius. Good call.
Yeah. There we
Good
go.
call. All right.
Results.
So we're gonna go back and look at our bets. That's the first thing we're gonna do. We did look at the group stages to make some bets there, which is always fun.
Yeah. Where'd you put that file? Well. What's all this then?
I don't think the file that I sent you had all of the stuff. So I'm just gonna chat you all of this stuff here real quick. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, that's all the stuff.
That's all the stuff. Is that what you have in the file that I sent?
I cannot find the file that you sent.
Okay, we'll just assume it was all in there.
But that's all the stuff. Like that's you got GSL at the top and then IEM there. Yeah, that's all the stuff. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Okay, so there's the GSL stuff, which we already talked about. We already covered that. We tied on the GSL predictions for group stages there.
Yeah. No. Well, not those ones. Those ones are the next round. So we still have to wait for those games to be played.
Oh, right. The second round of the group stage stuff. Right.
Yes.
Okay, got to keep this straight.
Yep. And then this is IEMs, and that's for the group stages, where 3 people got in through each group, but we picked 2 each. So that's interesting.
Yeah, so we picked 2 each. The first one we picked was someone we picked from the first 3 or 2 that had qualified.
Yeah.
And then the second one we picked had to be from the bottom 4, I think.
No, because it was the groups. When I checked the website, 3 had the first 3 people from each group had already been announced, and then the other 3 were coming in through the round of 78 qualifiers or whatever.
Okay.
So we picked one person from the first 3 and one person from the second 3 on different days because they weren't out yet.
Right.
That was the time travel. Yeah.
Yep. That was the time travel aspect.
Yes.
Okay. So that was a...
That was, yes.
Okay, excellent. So we both have 2 names here. And we're just going to see if they made it through all of the groups. Group A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
Wait, A, B, C, and D.
Yes. You get 1 point for every correct person that moves through.
Yes. All right, man. So Group A, we have Samacron choosing Zest and Hero.
And guess
for
who went
a
through?
2 points.
Yeah, 2 points. I'm in the lead.
I ended up going with Special and Stats. Special almost made it. Stats was awesome. So I should get 2 points for Stats being awesome.
No.
He went 10-2.
I
It was
don't care.
great.
I don't care. Performance is not what. I mean, technically, performance is what we bet on, but it is not in this scenario. What
Not
matters?
that kind of performance. Right.
All right.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. So number B.
B. Yeah, I did not do well.
All right. So you went with Maru and Lambo.
Lambo coming last in the group.
Yes. And poor Maru.
Yeah, poor Maru.
6 and 6, but
Yeah.
2 and 3 when it mattered the most.
Yeah.
Very sad.
You
I
went
need to
with
look
Dark
at this.
and Trap.
Yeah, I
Means-
went with Dark and Trap, who ended up going 1 and 2, so that was
So-
great.
So you get 2 points.
So we're tied.
Putting you in the lead.
I need to look at Maru. Trap 2 owed him because what world do we live in where that happens?
I know, right?
Lenok 2-1 him because what? Again.
Yeah.
Neeb beat him 2-1. All right, I'm done. That's all I needed. I mean, he did 2-0 Dark. That's fine, but it was too late, man.
It's too late. Yeah.
Okay, so 2-2.
Yep. No. 3-2.
What?
You got a point from stats. You're in the lead. 3-2.
Oh, right. 3-2. 3-2. Good call.
Yeah.
All right, so Group C. You chose Cyril and Gumio because, Cyril.
Yeah.
Gumio did not make it.
No. And you went with Innovation and Solar.
Yep.
So you get a point, but not from Innovation.
Yeah. French innovation, man.
Not a lot of Terrans in the playoffs.
No. Solar 2-1 him. That's fine, I guess. Rogue 2-0'd him. Ragnarok 2-1 him because sure. And he did take a series off of Cyril. He beat Cyril 2-1 while getting beat up by everybody else.
Which was the first time Cyril had ever lost a series in an offline tournament in 349 days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Group
Almost a
stages
year.
And yeah, man, that was amazing. And it was a predictor of things to come. We'll get there in a second.
Yeah.
All right, so we're still up. I'm up 3-2.
You're up
After-
4-3.
Whatever. I'm up 1 after Group C. Same thing.
You're an idiot.
And then Group D, we had TY and Scarlet for our friend Somicron here.
Which means I
TY
scored a
was
point to TY.
Fine. Yep.
And Scarlet, not so much.
Not so much. And then I choose Youth Thermal and Sue. Sue, who, by the way, started out just getting crushed in the group stages.
Yeah. It looks a
What
bit
did he
rough.
do? He got beat by Bunny, he got beat by Deer, and he got beat by TY. And then somehow clawed his way back, beating Youth Thermal, and Scarlet, and somebody else here. I'm not seeing it. But basically, was just at the bottom of the group to start things off, and then managed to claw his way back and take 3rd place and qualify for the playoffs, which, holy crap.
Yeah. Which puts you on 5 points and 1 more than me. You are the winner.
I am the winner! We almost tied. We tried our hardest, but we didn't.
No ties here.
No ties. Falcon is the winner. He gets the bragging rights of being better at predicting StarCraft than Somicron. Hooray. Hooray for me.
For this week, currently.
Yes.
Yeah. It's only valid for a week.
Well, I mean, I was right about BlizzCon, our bet that we had there, and... What do you...
BlizzCon. You got Cyril at BlizzCon. That's hardly fair.
That's true. It wasn't fair, but that was not a bad bet. It was not a bad bet. Nobody was like, I guess you'll take Maru. He doesn't have much of a chance. It was supposed to be Cyril and Maru. It was foretold. Anyways. Yep. So I'm a winner. Huzzah. So that happened. And then we moved into the playoffs, wherein a single Terran player was represented in the entire group of 16 that made it through.
Yep. And went 3-0. Or
And
3. I won 3.
Oh, he didn't win a match. Nope.
He did
Solar
not.
3-0'd him.
Yeah. Yep.
So from that point in, it was all of the Zergs and all of the Protoss. Including a bunch of PvPs and ZVZs, and then PvZs the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Which I like PVZ. I'm not going to complain about PVZ, but man, it would have been nice to have some Terran. Mix it up.
Yes. It's a lot of PVZ and ZVZ. God.
So much.
I was at work when they were being played, so I was trying to watch the VOD today, and I got like past Hero and Trap, and then I was watching Hero and Deer, and I was like, oh god, I should not do it in this order.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the tweet I just put into our Discord here?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful tweet. If you haven't seen it, I retweeted it over at Falcon Paladin. But basically, it's a sign that says, Go Maru, crossed out. Ino, crossed out. Gubio, crossed out. TY, crossed out. And then Reddit. All in lowercase.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much how it went for Terran fans. It was a brutal tournament all the way around. Just Maru, Special, Gumio, Bunny, Euthermal, TY. What do you have to TY? Innovation, We were expecting such good things of Euthermal too. We even looked up his recent history against the players in his group, and he was supposed to be awesome.
Did better than Scarlet.
Better than Scarlet, just barely. That's true.
Just barely.
Yeah, like one series better.
Yeah, one series.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with Scarlet. I really don't. I expected bigger things of her. I don't know. Let's take a look. She got 2-0'd by TY. She got 2-0'd by Euthermal. She beat Bunny 2-1. It's exciting. And then Sue 2-0'd her, which, I don't know. Sue's pretty great, as it turns out. Not much shame there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it then turned into the stats show. Stats went 3-0. He 3-0'd Neeb. He 3-1'd Dark. He made it to the final. He was looking real good, man. Stats was looking on fire. Meanwhile, other players making it out there. Sue, again, foreordained to take a second place here. 3-0'd Zest, which is pretty awesome. Then, in the upset of all upsets, 3-2's Cyril in their 5-game quarterfinal series, best of 5.
Yep.
Like, holy crap, way to go, man. And some of these were long ZVZs. I don't usually cast ZVZs, but I might cast that whole series just because, holy smokes.
Because you've got 3 hours of spare time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Sue makes it through the unstoppable Cyril. What's funny is I got into an argument over on Pig Server about Cyril's ZVZ. And they were like, nah, man, ZVZ's his worst matchup. And I'm like, he 3-0'd Rogue and Dark at BlizzCon. At what point is ZVZ his worst matchup? But they were right, man.
I mean, he lost as ZVZ, but that doesn't make it his worst matchup.
Well, no.
I'm not sure he has a bad matchup.
Well, saying something is his worst matchup doesn't mean he has a bad matchup, right?
Yeah. But how do you quantify it being his worst? Because he lost a series in it? To be fair, it was the second time he's lost a series in nearly a year. Would that make ZVZ as bad as his ZVT? Because he also lost Innovation?
Well, it's a best of 5. Best of 3s are kind of gimmicky. Like, if you drop a game in that, suddenly you're in trouble. Whereas best of 5, it really seems like talent plays out, you know? Or whoever's better that day tends to win those. Anyway, so Sue's fantastic. He goes in 3-1's Hero, who's made it to the semifinals after taking down Deer and Trap. 3-0ing both Deer and Trap. So great job, Hero. He was looking great until Sue steamrolled him.
Yep.
And then in our finals, it was 2-0 stats. I watched the rerun on Sunday. I didn't have time on Saturday to watch it. But I pulled up the rerun, having managed to remain unspoiled, by the way. I was very pleased with myself. I had no idea who was going to win this thing. It was great. And pulled it up, and Stats was just wrapping up game 2 and just looked so dominant. Sue had no idea what he was doing. He wasn't preparing well for anything. It wasn't even really those close of games in games 1 and 2. And then Sue rattled off 4 games in a row and won the series, the best of 7. Everybody was like, what?
Yeah, Sue finally broke his curse.
He did. I'm so happy for him, too. Seems like he's such a great player. Seems like a good dude. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And then on a seriously huge stage, This is as big a stage as it gets in StarCraft. Ends up taking down Stats, who again was playing well. It wasn't like somebody snuck into the finals here. It was Stats, who was crushing fools to get there and was looking really good in games 1 and 2, and that's who he took down. So I think it's a legitimate victory in every sense of the word against what the world's best has to throw at him. And I'm so happy for Sue.
Maybe he's passed his curse on to Stats. Stats having just lost at BlizzCon in the grand finals.
That's true. Maybe Stats is our new second place guy.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? I need to look at his resume. Stats.
You want to look at his stats?
Look at his stats. So, what are his first places in? He took first place in GSL Season 1 back in 2017. But he's now actually taken place in an IEM event before. Or BlizzCon. So maybe it is a bit of a second place curse for him. Yeah, second place GSL versus the world. Second place BlizzCon. Second place Katowice.
Yep.
I mean, really performs well in GSL. I have another win here in 2018. Super Tournament number 1. Africa TV. Where he took down Dark in 7 games. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's start the Twitter rumor that Stats is second place guy now. And see how many people are like, wait a second. He's won tournaments before. I mean, if Cyril didn't exist, I'd have to say Stats might be the best player in the world right now, just based on that last year.
Do you think Stats is the second best guy in the world at the moment?
Well, if you just take, I'm not talking about at the moment. I'm just talking about if you look at their resume over the last 12 months overall, who has the best performance overall in these major tournaments consistently? And I think it's Cyril, and then I think it's Stats.
No, I don't think. I think Maru's still second. He did win 3 GSLs in a row, which is more impressive than coming second 3 times in a row, which he didn't do.
That's an excellent point. There's a bit of a recency bias here, where I'm like, Maru, who's Maru? He hasn't shown up at all recently, because he hasn't. But you're right. His 2018 was an incredible year, and there's a reason everybody expected a Maru versus Cyril finals at BlizzCon. True fact.
To be fair, Stats did get 3 second places in last year.
Yeah.
BlizzCon, GSL Festival, and GSL.
Yep.
So,
a lot of seconds.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
So that is your Katowice. Good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. I'm really looking forward to casting a bunch of these things. I've been casting a lot of lower level players recently just because I ran out of any good replays on the current patch, current balance patch anyway.
Right,
so,
right.
This is very, I mean, not that Ketrock is a bad player, not that I got some rough coming up as well. I have a pig game that's going to post, or already has posted, but at the time of this recording, we'll post it soon. So,
replay pack's out. Cool.
Yeah. No, I already grabbed them.
All right, cool.
I grabbed all of them. It will be nothing but Katowice for a long time.
Very good.
Yes.
Very
So,
good.
on to the next. What's our next major event? Must look. Upcoming events. GSL Super Tournament number 1.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's going to be in April. Okay.
Okay, so it's like a month away.
It is a month away.
Oh, great. There's nothing to talk about that then. When's WESG?
Really?
When's that happening?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's 2018. God damn it.
I don't know if they've announced their 2019 event at all.
Well, why is it listed on the 2018 event listed in upcoming then?
Because somebody fell asleep at Wikipedia.
Oh no, because this is.
Is this it?
Yeah, this is 2019 because there are no one's taken first place yet, or second, or third, or fourth.
Oh, the playoff is empty. Yeah.
It's just listed as 2018.
Oh, that's right. So the groups are all taken care of. This is the stuff that I was casting. some of the stuff that I was casting. Qualifications.
The qualifiers that set these
Yep.
groups.
Yes.
Do we take bragging rights again on these qualifiers? Looks like they'll be done in about 7 days.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, might know the results.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll try to
All
keep
right.
it a little bit fast.
Yeah. Yep.
And it is H groups. It's a lot of groups.
8 groups. Yep. You taking notes? You taking notes?
Yeah, let me just clear this up.
Yeah. Get rid of the IEM ones. Leave the GSL ones.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so how are we choosing this? Do we just take turns on the groups again?
I think so. Just alternate.
Yep. Alright.
2 players get through. Is that what it looks
Yeah.
like?
Yes.
Okay.
2 players get through.
Okay, so D. And we go
E,
E. And
F,
F.
G,
And G.
and H.
Right. And H. Thank you. All right, so Group A involves such illustrious names as Cyril, Showtime, Hearthstone, and Massa, as well as MSRM,
And
who
Neeb.
is
You
Bulgarian.
skipped over.
Well, Neeb. Who is Bulgarian,
Yeah.
and is this seeded? Is he the second seed?
Yeah, he is.
How the crap is the Bulgarian representative the second seed?
I don't know. I don't know how these are
Okay.
seated. It doesn't. It doesn't say.
It really doesn't. Fine. We won't worry about it. Doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
Seeding is irrelevant. Okay, so you can start it off because you're the current loser. I'll let you go first. You can have
Thank
Cyril
you.
here. I'll
Thank
give you a
you.
freebie.
I'm gonna go Cyril and Showtime.
Wait. No, you get one.
I don't get to do my 2 picks first. Isn't that what you just
No.
said? You can let me go
No,
first. I get to
you
take
get-
my 2 picks.
You get to pick first, which means you get Cyril, and then I get the second player.
Oh,
And then
that's
you get to take
fine.
your second pick.
Okay, fine.
So I'm going to take Showtime because, haha.
Okay, that's great. In that case, I will take Marcel.
All right. The Canadian, sort of.
The Canadian Korean Canadian.
Yeah. And I got to go Neeb. Got to go USA there.
USA.
All right, Group B. I will go first, and I will take, let's see, Lambo Strike, Solier, Lobo, Replicant, and Mana.
There are 2 good choices in this group.
There really are. I'm going to take Lambo. Go Lambo.
I will take Mana.
Okay, sounds good. And I will take,
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I recognize the name Solier, so I'm going to go Solier.
I'll take Lobo.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. What country
I
is he
think-
from? Hover. Turkey. Is that Turkey? Nope.
Singapore.
Whoa. All right. Singapore.
Okay.
Some of these countries we didn't even have qualifiers for because nobody showed up.
Yeah, you had 1 player show up, and that's how they qualified.
Yep.
Group C, which means it's my turn, and I'm gonna go with Maru.
Are you sure?
Yes.
After recent results? Okay,
He
this
lets
group
me
is
down.
nothing terrifying. So
He
it's-
lets me down every time, but I can't give up on him.
So the competition here is going to be Special and Puck, which otherwise it's Crimson, Demi, Mio, Micah. Which,
Yes.
yeah, right, fair enough. So I'm going to take Special.
You're not gonna go with Puck,
I'm not going to go with Puck. I think Special has something to prove here.
but he's the American here.
He is.
You traitor.
Special's
You-
better. Special's so much
Once
better.
again, you are outsourcing your choices to Mexico.
Yep.
Goddamn Americans.
smart.
I have to go with Crimson because he's Australian.
Oh, that's fair.
Yep.
I didn't even see that flag. Oh, there he is. And I'll go with Puck
Oh.
as my second choice.
Crimson is
So-
not listed as Australian, but it's so close to the Australian flag, you would be confused. That is New Zealand.
It's you would be confused as an Aussie. You don't recognize your own flag when
To
it's
be-
3
look.
pixels by 4 pixels.
Exactly. Can you tell those stars are red? I can't.
No, really focus on them, yes, but I wasn't really focusing on them.
I just zoomed in to 300% and I still cannot see the red stars. So
Is that the only difference between your flags? Is red stars versus white stars?
they have one less star as well.
Ah, okay. That helps, I guess. Group D, I will take out of Risky, Has, Sioris, Dark, Elaser, and Drager. That's going to be Dark.
I will take Elaser.
The Polish Zerg.
Yeah, boy.
And then, gotta go with Has just for entertainment value.
Damn it. I will take Risky because I've heard the name before.
Because he's English.
Mm-hmm.
He is. In the tradition of the Muslim.
Group E is my turn. Ayasanu, Probe, Ryu, Petit Joker, Psyarch, and Raynor. I will go with Raynor.
Yeah, that's fun. I'm liking
Yeah.
that group. Over Probe? How dare you, you race traitor.
I go to second pick.
That's true. What if I take him, though?
Go for it. You want to lose a point? Go for it.
Do I want Sonu or Petit Drogo here?
I think Petit Joker is better than Ayasanu.
But Zerg is a little favorite of our Protoss. I
If you
like
say so.
Sonu. I do. Hang on. I got to see a recent stuff for Sonu here. He took first place in the National Electronic Sports Open in January. 4-0'd his Chinese opponent, Zigua. He beat Scarlet 3-2 in November of last year.
Okay. Maybe he's doing a little better than I remember.
Yeah, his ZVZ seems pretty strong. I'm going to go with Sonu.
Okay. I will take Probe as my second pick.
And I will take Petit Drogo, so it worked out
Yep.
for me.
Yes.
Group F.
You get to go first on this one. Yeah.
I sure do. Scarlet, DNS, Maxed, Bly, Xerox, and Ender, who is Chilean, I think? Peruvian. Philippines, dang it! Not even close. Wrong continent. Falcon, so embarrassing. I will, from that group, take Scarlet.
I will take Bly.
All the Z's. And
Who's your
as
second?
my second player, I like DNS a lot.
Yep.
I'm
But
gonna
you
go
gotta go with
DNS.
Endo. Damn it.
Ha.
In that case, I will go with Maxed.
Who is Chinese? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, nailed it. Thank goodness. Maxed.
Okay, Group G, my turn. Tudming. How would you say the second one?
Yolio?
Yolio?
Yohilo?
Stefano, Gogo Joey, Inno, and Eggs. I'm gonna go with Innovation. Do you think that's a good
Yeah.
choice?
Seems reasonable, I guess. Dude, Yohilo is from Macau.
Didn't know they had computers there.
Nope. Smart choice. Innovation. He probably won't fail to get out of groups here.
Probably not.
Probably not. Man, that is the easiest group in the world for him. There's nobody even vaguely threatening this guy.
No.
Like, if
There's
Stefano works his butt off for the next week, maybe he can take a game.
Maybe.
But Stefano is the second best player in the group, so he's up.
Are you taking Stefano?
Yeah.
In that case, I will take Tudming.
Tudming, who is also Chinese.
Yes, he is.
And I will take... What the heck? Go Joey, what is your flag? Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Yeah, Hong Kong.
Man, I've cast Eggs before, and I like him, but... I'm gonna go Eggs. It's time for Eggs. All right, Group H, Jardapi, Kelazar, Sort of, Demigod, Rail, and Time. Ooh.
You'll pick first. 4 Terrans for you to choose from.
True fact. And in that case, I'm gonna go Sort of.
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna go with Kelazar.
Kelazar, that's good, because I wanted Time anyway. I think Time's a better Terran.
Damn it. Here's my second. Rail. I'll take Rail.
Rail, the Russian Protoss.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Da.
Duh.
Da, he is a Russian. All right, so you have your elite players here are Cyril, Maru, Rainer. Maybe is he elite?
Yeah, he is.
For this, he is. Yeah. Innovation, and those are your guys. Well, Kelazar. I'm not listing everybody you picked with your first pick.
No, but I would say he's top tier.
Okay.
Yeah, top tier NA.
Well, if he is, then a laser is. Might as well say a laser.
And that's true. Yeah, I would say Laser's up there.
Okay, and then
I think-
my dudes.
I think going first really worked for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think people in A, C, E, and G, like the top players, are all better than the other groups, right?
That's an excellent point. Yeah. Looking at it.
It's like, who do you have? Dark
Showtime. Shut up. I have Showtime
and Special.
and Special and Dark. Come on. It's not that bad. And Scarlet, who won IEM Pyongyang last year.
It's true. Too bad she did nothing between then and now.
True fact. And, yep. So I don't know. I think you have better big names, but that's not really all that matters here. I don't
No,
think.
it's not. But I don't know. I feel like it was
Like,
maybe.
Well, if we were picking from a pool of players to make it through to like the round of 4, right? They would matter.
Yeah. Yes.
Not doing that.
Not doing that. All right.
Cool. All right, so we'll save this. Send it on over. I'll do that later. Whatevs. Whatever
Okay.
and ever. Amen. All right. So, what other StarCraft news do we have? Oh, I did want to give a quick shout out to In Control and Maynard for filling what was reported to be large amounts of dead air time when they were having technical difficulties over at Katowice, and they had to fill it with whatever. They didn't actually have any content to talk about. And they were reportedly awesome. So good job by them. I'm not surprised by it. I think In Control and Maynard are two of the more talented casters we've got right now.
Yeah, they're definitely up there. I think it would be good to just give everyone over there a shout out because they all did a fantastic job. Even
True fact.
the Muslim, who I was not expecting to be there, I didn't know that, and I just kind of turned it on. I was like, oh, the Muslim, I can get on
Muslim
board with this.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then
Pig
with
was great.
Pig and Maynard were great, the two Aussies.
Yeah.
Bit rambunctious with the too much Australian in one room overseas does not end well for a professional cast.
Yeah. Like, I don't know whose idea that was. I don't think
I
they
don't
knew
know
what they
who
were
gave
doing
them a
necessarily.
whiteboard and markers and said, draw circles and lines. Who did that?
I think they knew what they were doing. That person was like, yes. That's exactly what I wanted.
God bless whoever thought map analysis was good. Oh, did you see the guy? I think it was a Reddit post that was like, here's a quick video of all the In Control highlights, and the very last clip that he had was a guy in the crowd holding up a sign that said, "Dear In Control, thank you for the analysis," but the L was capitalized.
Fantastic. It's good signs, man. Really good fans there.
Yeah, we should go
One day when my kids are growing, I'll fly to these things. It'll be great.
Yep.
Just give me 10 years, 13 years. We'll get there.
I don't think you need that long because you only really need the first one to be gone, the second one to be more or less independent, and then Mrs. Paladin can look after the littlest
That's true.
for
Thing is, she
3 or 4
wants
days.
to travel a lot too. So
Yeah, she can travel and
problematic.
you can look after the littlest. You can take turns.
just make trades. It's more of the money thing. It's more of the flying to Poland style thing.
Hitchhike.
Hitchhike. Or maybe get invited to cast and get all my expenses paid.
You could try and do that. Do you really think you have what it takes, though?
Wow. Interesting. Let's talk about this.
Okay, fine.
So, I mean, do I have the ability to analyze maps at the level of Pig and Maynard? I don't know.
Do you have the ability to make a dick joke?
And sneak it past the people who are running the show for just a second.
Do you have the balls, some might say?
Oh. Well. I don't know. We've talked about this before. When I cast with Zombie Grub for what even was that event? Everything runs together, man. I can't keep it straight. But when we cast together for a thing, I really was struck by just how much game knowledge she had and how much she could look at something and be like, oh, this is a Marauder Rush. Or, discuss other different things like that. Stuff where I was like, didn't see that. Didn't see that. Was not aware that was a thing. So I think I could stand to make it a goal to watch more professional casting of StarCraft instead of just doing my own thing most of the time.
Mm-hmm. That could help.
Just to pick stuff up. Yeah.
You did make an attempt at the beginning of last season to play more. Which is something that I think all the cast... You made an attempt last season, but you haven't kept with it.
Not really.
Yeah. Which is, I think, something pretty much all the casters do regularly. They all play the game very regularly.
That's true. They're all at least masters. Most of them GM.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Maynard's only Diamond 1.
Is he really? Oh, I'm surprised by that.
Only Diamond 1. He's statistically an above average player by a lot. But
I can get Diamond 1. Give me a break. I was Diamond 1 once upon a time when I actually played a lot.
Once upon a time.
Oh, you're saying I don't have what it takes? Now it's a challenge.
I'm saying if they were to put you in a casters tournament, you would lose.
True fact. I would.
True facts. True facts.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, you can get there. Just hard work, dedication. Never give up.
Yeah, I might have to replace some of our 2v2 sessions with 1v1s that I'm playing.
Or just replace Baldur's Gate.
Could do.
You
so fun.
You can replace one of our 2v2 sessions after we get GM in Archon mode.
Yeah, which will take us, depending on queue times, 7 minutes.
7 minutes or 7 hours.
Sure, somewhere around there. It's 7 something.
Yeah, it's got to be 7.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, we've been playing 2v2s over at twitch.tv/FalconPaladin 3 times a week. Come hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. It's usually US times late, so that might not work out for some of you guys. But anyway, Samacron looked at the Archon ladder because we were just kind of looking around at team stuff, and the Archon ladder had how many people playing it? 6?
Had 11 teams listed in GM.
11 teams.
Yeah.
So we were like, we got to get GM Archon.
Yeah. And the good thing about it is if you get GM in Archon, it counts as giving you GM as a top finish in your team games forever.
Yep. So somebody looks at your profile, they're like, this person's a GM player for teams, which we've done before. And if I had known there was a possibility they were just GM with Archon out of 11 people, I would have been like, oh. So we're definitely doing that. You need to tune in. Tune in to the Twitch stream. We're going to be playing Archon mode. It's going to be great. I'm so excited for this. Mm-hmm. I think I've played 2 Archon matches in my entire life because I wasn't too interested in it. But now I have a goal.
Yeah. We just got to learn to work together.
Yeah, I think we can do that. I mean, do you see yourself more of a macro guy or a macro guy? Wait, did I say macro both times?
I think so.
It's been a long day. Micro or macro guy?
Probably. I want to say neither, but if pushed, I'm gonna say micro.
Okay. Because I am more than happy to sit back there and inject and just make a ton of stuff and be like, go do things.
Sure.
Right?
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I like macro. It's fine. What gets in the way is having to defend against attacks and stuff. It's like, no, does that mean macro in peace?
You realize you get to just macro in peace, right?
Oh, I will. You're in charge of everything else.
So having to, get to the lava before you can make drones, so I can actually have combat units is something I'm going to have to deal with because that's not strictly macro, or are we just going to have 200 supply of drones?
No, macro's making army, dude. I'm not talking about just droning.
No, but you said just macro. That means you're not going to scout, you're not going to look at the mini-map. You're just going to sit there and inject and make things.
Yeah, no, that's your job. You scout, and then you're like, ooh, I see double starport. Get some mutas and corruptors. I'm like, done. I can do that.
Okay.
See? This will be great.
Yeah.
Or you're like, oh, they're cannon rushing. And I'm like, okay. Quick pool it is. See, this is great. I'm so excited for this already. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Should be good.
So tune in. Be
Tune
there.
in.
Be square.
Yep.
Also, I am playing Baldur's Gate on the weekends. Baldur's Gate Enhanced, because the original came out in like 1997 and is really old.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a lot of fun. So there are people watching me play this who have played this before and love the game and are experts at it. And so, I don't know, I thought I was going off the beaten path here by going to a mine where there was an iron. Like, there's an iron shortage, and the iron that comes out of the mine is corrupted somehow. So they're like, adventurers, go figure this out for us. So I go do it because I think I'm going off the beaten path. But no, it turns out this is story, and I'm severely underleveled for this mine. Nobody tells me this. Nobody's like, hey, so, like, before you go in there, you might want to do some of these other side quests. I thought I was doing a side quest. So I get to the boss, and he wrecks me like 3 or 4 times in a row. I'm not even close to taking him down. And I have to find all these weird, tricky strategies for taking him alone versus all of his minions. And I finally got there, but I was annoyed.
Yeah, well, should
I had
just
to, like,
do the story.
yeah, well, that's what I get for doing story. Without even knowing I was doing story. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I had to, like, do this trick line of sight him where I got the minions over in this room and then I'd go tag him, but then run around this corner with a potion of speed. And then he'd be like, well, I guess there's nobody to attack. I'll stay here in this room then. And then we'd handle him after everybody else was dead. It was stupid. Also, I do want to say my players are so low level that we had just beat this dungeon. We're like world beaters at this point. We're wandering back to the inn. We come across 2 wild dogs, and they instantly kill one of my dudes, who's at full HP. Just bam, bam, he's dead. And I'm like, what? What? Wild dogs, man. Not even once. If you'd like to tell some stories from your Dungeons and Dragons events, you can do that. I just felt like sharing.
Okay. Yeah. If we ever play like a session a week, I'll let you know if we end up with any stories.
You having a hard time scheduling that session?
Yeah. At the moment, it's roughly like every 2 weeks, which is fine. It's just not as much. It's just Fatty's getting married, and it's like taking all these weekends. But
When's he getting married? Is it soon?
I don't know. No clue.
Oh.
I don't know if they've set a date or anything.
Is it like next year, or is it like 6 months from now?
Dude, do I look like I'm getting married to Fatty? How the hell would I know?
You talk to him more than I do. Fine, whatever. Let's ask him in Discord. Hey, Fat. What? Is he streaming right now? Hold on.
He sure is.
I'd ask him, but that's a little disruptive too.
He doesn't read chat anyway.
That's true. We'll figure it out later. Anyway, D&D, good times. In other gaming news, I do want to share real quick. So in the new Resident Evil remake, I think Resident Evil 2, that they remade.
Yep, that's the one.
Yep. So there is a character called Mr. X, who's a huge dude in a trench coat and a trilby, maybe, or maybe it's a fedora. I don't know what it is.
Is X gonna give it to you?
Is that what are you asking me what I'm talking about?
Do you not get that Jonathan reference?
There's the song, yada, 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 whatever.
Okay.
So, bottom line, they replaced Mr. X in a mod. Well, somebody modded it. Replaced Mr. X with Thomas the Tank Engine. Because anymore, if you're modding a AAA game, it's got to have Thomas in there somewhere. Like the time that they replaced all the dragons with Thomas the Tank Engine in Skyrim. Yeah.
Yep.
Thomas the Tank Engine. Resident Evil 2. I'll send you a video. It's
I've seen the
kind of
video.
amazing.
I've seen
Oh,
the
good.
video.
There's a GIF too.
Yeah.
Which it's just amazing because this door opens and then somehow this freaking tank engine squeezes through it with a blank smiling face and starts coming at you. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
I enjoyed
That's
it.
all.
Yep.
Yep. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So check that out if you're interested in Thomas the Tank Engine and AAA gaming. Which I think everybody is.
Most people, like 9 out of 10 probably.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yep.
Let's see. What else is going on? Oh, True Detective finished.
Okay.
So I'm not going to talk a lot about this, but I think I've learned my lesson. Okay? So with True Detective, what they do to me is they introduce concepts that are like, there's a huge conspiracy. There's maybe old gods involved. They like really try to make this large overarching story seem really impressive and crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I like crazy and impressive stories in my storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end, they're like, nah, it's just this little thing. That's all it ever was. Bye. And I'm like, screw
Nothing
you
happens.
guys. Yes, nothing. So like these kids go missing and they find a brother and a sister. They find the brother dead and the girl's missing. And it's like, oh, maybe there's these cult tie-ins. There's these little creepy dolls over by where they found the boy's body. And it's Louisiana and there's all these creepy woods around. And you're thinking maybe there's this cult who's kidnapping little girls and stuff. And maybe it's a wider conspiracy and, the local government officials are in on it and the police are, shutting down investigations into it, etc. Nope. None of that is true. It just turned out it was this one crazy lady who had no connection to any kind of a cult or a conspiracy or anything. The end. I was just like,
Sounds
I
fun.
hate you guys. It is. I mean, I don't know. It's fun. I enjoyed watching it.
Did you have a good time? Then that's all that matters.
I suppose this is the struggle that I have, because I have this with Lost. I loved watching Lost. Watching Lost is the most fun I've had watching TV in my entire life. But the ending was just like, what is this? Why? And how much does that affect my enjoyment of watching it, season over season? And it shouldn't. It shouldn't. Like you said, all that matters is I had a fun time watching it. But somehow it's not. Somehow it's not.
Yeah.
I need a therapist. Be my therapist, Somicron.
Yeah, I'm listening, I'm taking notes, and I don't give any real practical advice, so I guess that qualifies me.
Okay, done. Thanks.
Yeah. I'm just, I don't know. Something about someone saying Lost is the best TV experience they've ever had, that just doesn't sit right with me.
Oh, we can talk about this. All right. First of all, what is your top TV watching experience?
I don't know.
Okay, well, in that case, Lost wins. Thanks for
No,
talking.
no. My point is that, I can divide TV into good and not good, but the good ones are like, there's a rough order of like, this is better than that, but nothing sits at the top as like a defined, this is the best.
But all you know is that Lost is not the best.
Yeah, no. Lost would not be on there.
Okay. What are some shows that are in the running? How about that?
My Hero Academia would be up there.
Ooh, okay. I'm down. I like that show.
Yeah. I really liked House.
Ooh, House. A lot of fun. But they reached a point where it was like, it's the same thing every episode.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. It like I said, no TV show's perfect.
It's repetitive. Yeah.
Yeah. Friends. That would be up there somewhere.
Oh, I forgot about Friends. Forgot your love of Friends. Okay.
Yeah. MASH.
Oh. Well, MASH makes it onto the list of greatest TV shows of all time. So I think a lot of people would agree with you there.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so How I Met Your Mother would be on there. And, like, those are, like, the top tier that I can think of right now. Probably because I've watched all of them in the last 2 years.
Sure. No, that's a fair list. I'm okay with that list.
And then after that, you just end up with more shows that I really, really like. And I could name them, but
It's okay.
but they just don't stand out as being like must-watch TV. Like Game of Thrones, I think is really good, but I wouldn't put it on either of those lists necessarily, or maybe the second one.
Yeah. No, I get that. Man, Game of Thrones is almost back, dude. Super almost back. It's the final season. Just get through it. Come on.
I'm treating the
Stick
final
with it to
season
the
like
end.
I'm treating the final Harry Potter movie. I can't wait for it to be gone.
So April 17th. Oh, wait. Wait. That's not right at all. When is the... Google's lying to me. There it is. April 20... Why does it start with episode 2? So all these lists I'm seeing is like season 8 episode 2 will be April 21st. Sure, but what about episode 1? Is there an episode 1?
Pulling in George Lucas. Episode 1 will be out later.
Yeah. Okay, April 14th. So April 14th is back. So we're like
Okay.
6 weeks away. Nice. Excited.
Okay. Cool.
We should take... Ooh, we could do bets on who wins Game of Thrones. We'll think about that and do it on another episode.
No.
But you care so much.
No, I don't.
You don't. That's true. You don't.
Uh,
I guess the reason I like Lost so much, just to backtrack a little bit, is that I just like mystery. I like wondering what's going on and
Okay.
feeling as though the showrunners are building something that they're going to reveal at some point. And it's rarely the case. It turns out that it's very rarely actually what's going on, and that the fans care more about the world build than the people building the world do, which is always a disappointment. But one of these days, there's going to be a show like Lost that's just going to be totally worth it from start to finish. And the answers to the questions will be mind-blowing.
okay.
It'll happen. Believe me.
Sure.
You're not believing me.
I'm.
I can feel your skepticism.
I believe you.
I still feel your skepticism, but it's fine. It's good enough.
Look, I don't think you said anything not true.
Oh, okay. You just don't care.
No, that's not it at all, and you know it.
I really don't.
I just don't think Lost was all that interesting. I think the first season was pretty good.
So
Second season was okay, and then I just got bored.
All right.
Nothing exciting happened,
Nope.
and then there was no payoff. So
You are correct to stop watching. That's probably true.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anything you wanted to talk about today? Because I have a sports minute.
Nah. Sports.
Sports ball.
I don't think there's anything.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I have my clock ready. Are you
All right.
ready for sports?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
The Lakers are so bad, you guys. It brings me such joy. They're going to miss the playoffs. Well, probably miss the playoffs. All the projections say they have a between 1% chance or 8% chance of making the playoffs, so I'll take that as a win. LeBron could not resurrect the franchise, which is okay by me. They're going to miss the playoffs for the 6th year in a row, and I could not be happier. And in better news, the Jazz are doing very, very well in the NBA. Projected seed 3rd in the Western Conference, which brings me much joy as well. Donovan Mitchell is going off 30 points per game through January, beating Denver, beating Milwaukee, and I'm just really excited about this Jazz team. Rubio is not looking good, but as long as Donovan plays the point, then I feel like everything is going to be okay. And as long as the Jazz are good, I'm going to put them in my sports minute all the way through the end of May and the playoffs. The end.
Stop.
Really? I think you gave me a couple extra seconds. I was watching this one.
I don't think you know how to count.
That's fair. I don't.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So that's it. We're done.
We're done.
Cool.
That is about it. So, yeah, check out the merch. We have a new merch store. It's all shiny in HTML5 and stuff. Buy a mug, buy a shirt, buy a hat, buy a Falcon Paladin Hour shirt, which is cool. You can wear it, and people will be like, what is that thing? And then you can tell them about the pod and get us new viewers. So that's fun. Feel free to support the podcast on Patreon as well for as little as $1 a month. You can help this thing keep going. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out with us and spending your time with Falcon and Summicron. And you take care of yourself.